Hello and welcome to Oracle NetSuite version 2019 Release 1. The 19.1 release has a number of features of interest for services companies such as consultancies, solution providers, and IT VARs. This video will touch on a few of the features you might be interested in. Be sure to review the 2019.1 release notes for a full list of upcoming features and to find out more details on what benefits they can provide. We have some exciting new features in the professional services automation area. One of the major benefits for a services organization having a unified solution like NetSuite is the ability to manage opportunities in CRM, and then, when the opportunity is won, to create and manage the project in a seamless flow with all information flowing through to the project. In the 19.1 release, we're leveraging the integrated suite to create a new project with the items and task structure or via a template directly from the opportunity or estimate. This will work in a way that's familiar to our customers, an existing process that creates projects from sales orders. This feature will reduce the need to re-enter data as the data flows seamlessly between the two areas, saving time and cost, improving ease of use, and creating greater efficiencies for our customers. Many service organizations operate with groups or teams of people working regularly together on projects and tasks. These groups vary in size, but once a team expands past 5 or 6 users, assigning those resources to project tasks can be quite cumbersome, especially if there are multiple tasks to which they can be assigned. Project managers can use resource groups on project tasks to make the management of resources more effective. Resource groups can be staffed in one of two ways: dividing the hours or keeping the hours constant. When dividing the hours, the total estimated work will be divided by the number of resources in the group. For example, I have a task that's planned to take 30 hours, and I have 5 members in the group. I can either assign all 5 members for 30 hours each, or divide the 30 hours among them, giving each of them 6 hours. Staying on the subject of resource assignments, we've included in the 19.1 release the ability to reassign all or selected tasks for a resource on a project. This can be done for a selected resource for all assignments by using Mark All, or by selecting assignments individually. This capability is required when a resource becomes unavailable due to unplanned absence or departs the company. This feature will help resource managers to quickly and easily reassign some or all of the work to another resource in one single, simple process. Service organizations are diversifying and adopting much more of a hybrid business model these days. This means that the project manager needs to manage not just resource time and expenses, but also supplier costs through purchase orders and vendor bills. We support the hybrid model with enhancements to charge-based billing by adding a new purchase charge rule, which will help our customers process all project-related billing in a single place. Customers with NetSuite project management and purchasing will benefit greatly, as this feature will enable them to manage billing for all aspects of the project easily, quickly, and in one place. Many of our customers are expanding internationally. Our goal is to help our customers and partners embrace that opportunity. Services organizations are amongst the most mobile and global organizations where consultants can be sent to any part of the world to carry out their work for clients. This results in expenses being incurred in multiple countries, and therefore many different currencies as they travel. NetSuite already accommodates the requirement to submit expense reports in a variety of different currencies on one report. A new functionality in the 19.1 release allows the employee to select the required currency for the expense report and the reimbursement, and so not to be limited to base currency only. This situation would occur, for example, if an employee is working in a foreign country for an extended period of time and prefers to be paid in that country's currency. The exchange rate applied to the expense report can be fixed to the standard exchange rate table and hidden or visible and editable by the user according to customer requirements. All expense entries are converted to the preferred currency, and in the summary, the employee can view the expense report totals in both base and preferred currency. All accounting for realized currency gains and losses is automated. Timesheets are the lifeblood of a services organization, providing the key data from which project reports can be kept accurate and up to date. Billing can occur, and project forecasting can be assessed and planned. Outstanding timesheets can be a roadblock to these important processes. As a result, in the 19.1 release, we've added additional capabilities and new information to the missing timesheet report, making it more helpful and meaningful to the user. In addition to reporting on timesheets with less hours than expected, users can now include timesheets without any hours. Reminders can also be automatically scheduled to prompt employees and their supervisors to encourage timesheet completion. All lines on the report can be used to drill down into the details to make the report an interactive tool to support supervisors and managers chasing outstanding timesheets. This enhancement will deliver significant benefits to the customers by improving project tracking, forecasting, and billing as a result of a more timely timesheet submission. Let me cover the highlights in the human capital management area. In the 19.1 release, we're continuing to invest in expanding core HR capabilities. Previously, there was no standardized way to track the transitions an employee has as they move through the stages of their employee lifecycle. However, with the introduction of employee status categories in the 19.1 release, such as pre-hire and active, NetSuite will be able to track employee transitions with improved consistency to create better reports and analytics to help you understand your workforce. Most importantly, the introduction of employee status categories allows the organization to come to alignment on the definition of an active employee. In the future, status categories will reduce manual HR processes by triggering automatic workflows, such as onboarding processes and more. NetSuite will also help you manage time-off expiry alerts by allowing you to toggle expiry notifications for various time-off types. HR now has more control over how employees are reminded of their expiration at year-end. With the 19.1 release, your sensitive HR and employee data will become even more secure. Core Administration Permission, CAP for short, allows you to carefully manage access to highly regulated data. It's now easier than ever before to configure a role in NetSuite with all of the administrative abilities without the access to sensitive HR and employee data. Core Administration Permission, CAP, can be enabled via a checkbox on the Role Setup page. It's now easier to manage employees' NetSuite system access and assign roles to employees. This means that any role with this permission will be able to manage system access for employees without also needing to access their entire employee record and all the sensitive information within. This new permission, called the Employee Access Permission, can be enabled via the role page as a line item on the Employee Access tab. Services, warehouse, and manufacturing are examples of industries with a high number of hourly workers. With the 19.1 release, NetSuite can support these labor-intensive industries. Employee type categories, such as contingent and contract worker, improve your ability to classify your workforce for better reporting analytics. Like employee status categories, the introduction of type categories will eventually help you reduce manual HR processes by triggering automatic workflows. Industries such as services, warehouse, and manufacturing also tend to have employees that are paid based on the number of hours they work, meaning that companies need the ability to automatically accrue time off based on their hours and the employee's hourly accrual rate. With the 19.1 release, companies can define hourly accrual time off rules, which are used to automatically calculate employees' time off accruals. NetSuite's time-off plans not only support fixed-amount accruals based on annual entitlement, but also hourly accruals based on an hourly rate and time off that's set as track-only. With the 19.1 release, payroll customers will have granular control when posting payroll transactions to the GL. They'll no longer have to manually create adjustment entries after running payroll to get the employee advances to the right account. Instead, they can post earnings and deductions to asset accounts. SuiteScript is also supported using a new asset account field on a payroll item. Additionally, in this release, class, department, and location can be set for each individual line of a paycheck entry, including earnings, deductions, company contributions, and taxes. These values can even be set on the employee's timesheets and carried over onto the paycheck without any additional effort. Finally, payroll customers can now report amounts in Box 14 of an employee's W-2 with a descriptive label. This means that customers can much more easily communicate on an employee's tax form how much was allocated to their plan on an annual basis. As we continue to deliver more global financial capabilities, let me cover some of the highlights in this release. With the 19.1 release, we're introducing our next-gen tax engine, SuiteTax, in a limited release which provides a new tax API that will enable customers to comply with different tax requirements across the globe. SuiteTax will enable companies to determine, calculate, and report sales tax, value-added tax or VAT, and goods and services tax or GST for many geographies including USA, China, and India. Users will no longer have to monitor tax rate changes as they'll be automatically updated in every account for over 100 countries. SuiteTax reporting now offers a great deal of flexibility, such as the option to set default tax codes separately for goods as well as services, domestic and international transactions, and editable templates so you can choose what transactions get reported. The out-of-the-box solution generates localized VAT and GST returns, supplementary output and input tax, and EU cross-border reports. All taxable transactions in SuiteTax now include the new date field, tax point date, that drives the tax determination and reporting, which is a key requirement in markets like Germany and France. SuiteTax has added additional functionality for companies that need to comply with U.S.-based tax laws specifically related to sales and use tax. Features include the ability to enter all relevant information regarding customers' sales tax or exemption certificate on a dedicated page, the ability to indicate which items are generally not taxable for particular nexus, and assign the item to an exemption certificate from the item record, automatic tax code provisioning and lookup for U.S. sales, and to automatically calculate taxes accurately to ensure compliance across different states. Release 19.1 provides the Deferred VAT Recognition Suite app to enable companies to defer value-added tax recognition according to local tax laws. This is an important feature for companies whose products and/or services are paid in increments over a period of time. The functionality allows users to map a tax code for deferred VAT and compute the deferred VAT recognition amount based on the payment instead of the total invoice amount. In the 2019 Release 1, NetSuite is adding new capabilities in the multi-book accounting area. With the new adjustment-only book capabilities, accountants can now use a secondary book to perform period-end adjustments to their base book. When a report is generated for the adjustment-only accounting book, NetSuite will display data both from the primary accounting book and the adjustment-only book. This new capability allows accounting departments that are running two sets of accounting books to perform their necessary tasks quickly and smoothly. Staying on the enhancements to the multi-book accounting feature, NetSuite has added the ability to create book-specific budgets. Prior to the 19.1 release, users were limited in the number of budgets that could be created for their secondary books. Now, one of the most requested enhancements for multi-book accounting removes this restriction. Accountants can now create budgets for secondary books and compare them with actual financial results. This new capability will be most beneficial to companies that have different base currency in a secondary accounting book and want to create budgets in the secondary book currency. In addition, this new enhancement also provides accountants with the ability to import budget exchange rates using CSV import. In 2019 Release 1, we're announcing new capabilities in the Suite Approvals Suite app, providing more control and visibility of internal processes in a company. The new Super Approver capability allows a business process owner to expedite the approvals of transactions by acting as the final approver of a transaction. With the new Skip Approver capability, a transaction can automatically be routed to the approver with a minimal approval limit. We're also extending the Suite Approvals functionality to procurement transactions, allowing the business process owners to have more control on internal workflows. It's a common business practice in many countries to pay for purchases and collect payments in installments. To address this business need in 19.1, users will have more flexibility over installment payments and billings, gaining a better understanding of the aging of installment payments and cash receipts. Each installment will be automatically calculated by the system, but can still be edited by the user. By attaching due dates to each installment payment or cash receipt, it will be easier to track which installment is due, paid, or needs to be investigated. With the installments feature, companies now have an easier time and improved efficiency in managing installments in the accounts payable and accounts receivable processes. This feature will provide companies with improved functionality as well as maintain better controls over cash flow. This new functionality provides the ability to add approvals on specific payments in accounts payable. When a user creates a payment for a bill, a transaction for a single vendor payment, or an employee expense report, for example, you can now choose to have an approval workflow in order to approve, process, and complete the specific payment. Control is enhanced as the payment cannot be processed until the payment has been approved. This provides better control over the accounts payable process and provides a heightened level of visibility on payments where additional oversight is warranted. There are many new and improved features in 2019 Release 1, and these were just the highlights. To learn more about the new features I covered and the many that I didn't have time for, please visit your new release portlet and read the release notes. It's also a great idea to make sure you access your preview account when it's made available to you. This is a great way to see hands-on how the new features work with your own data. It's a free part of the service you get as a NetSuite customer, and we really encourage you to take advantage of your release preview access period. Enjoy this amazing new release.